Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I also have something that I think is absolutely fantastic. It's a medieval pouch or a drawstring pouch or a coin pouch. Some people call them dice bags. It really depends on what you want to use it for. So what it is, it's like a little drawstring through the bottom, and then you can open it up. And here I have the Dungeons and Dragons style dice, as you can see. So all you do is pull the little drawstring back, and on these ones I have added a snap. So you can have it like this where you just tie it, or we have the toggle version option. Has like a little, you could put a different type of toggle on there if you want. Here I have one with a toggle I can open up. There we go. So you can also have it open up a small amount like this one is, or you can have it open up quite a bit. Here we have another one where I just tied, and you can see that you can open it up quite a bit here and then have a look inside. Okay, so we have that. And there is a few different options that will be included in the pattern. There's only 3 size options: 8x10 hoop, 9x14 hoop, and a 13x14 hoop. So yes, they are the bigger hoops. And what we have to do in the hoop is you can do the circle portion, which is these outside parts here. And you can do that in the hoop if you wish, but you can also do a template of that is a printed off template. And then you can see the inside. We have, let's see if I can show that here, we have a lining on the inside of it, and kind of what the outside looks like. And this one here, I have used a real suede, and this is the one that we will be doing in today's tutorial. So you can see that, you will get to see that one. And that is one piece of real suede. And on this one, I have laminated a piece of cotton material, and I have just cut a decorative edge on it. Okay, and then we have this option, which is in the circle portion. This is a Mirco-Suede, and this is just one piece of Mirco-Suede making up the pouch portion. And then this one, which I think is probably one of my favorite just because I like the thickness of this one. This one here has a 2-layer. It's hard for me to show, but maybe you can see it there. It has 2 layers of this material. So it gives you a really nice, kind of a little bit more structured feeling for that. All right, so for today's video, we will get going on this one, and I hope you will follow along and enjoy the project. To get started, the things we will need are, we need a material for the front outside part. We need a material for the lining underside part of the main body. So I have a vinyl here and a felt. And then for the circle, we have a couple of different options. So I'm going to show you with this one. This is just a Mirco-Suede. So that's what it looks like on the other side. And you could either use one of these, or, which I'm going to do, is I'm going to layer it, one on the front and one on the back, and it gives it a little bit more body. So depending on how many you're going to need, if you're going to do a front and a back of the circle, you'll either need 2. This is for the half circle. So you'll either need 2, and then that would be one for the front and one for the back. And if you're doing the part for the back, then you need 2 more. So you'll need 4 in total for what I am doing. Or you have another option. You can use the template that comes with it, and you could just cut out 2 pieces. Or you could cut out the pieces instead of 2 separate ones like I have here. You could cut out the circle in one big circle as well if you have a material big enough for that. And then for the lacing part of it, you're going to need some sort of craft cording or a suede kind of a lacing for that, as well a toggle if that's what you want to close it with, or you could just tie a little knot. All right, so to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to put together the file version, the stitch file version of the half circle. So what we're going to need for that, for the first one, is just 2 pieces of material. And what we're going to do is we're going to run over to the hoop, and this is a tearaway stabilizer, lightweight, and we're going to run the placement stitch, and then we will be back. So there we have the placement stitch run for the half of the circle. And the next thing that we have to do is we just need to add a piece of material on the front. And if you want a backing material, then you can add a piece of material onto the back. I think that this microfiber material that's really quite thin looks good with the 2 layers, but you don't need to. You can only use the 1 layer if that's what you prefer. And then we need to take it back to the hoop, and it is going to run the finishing stitches for the outside, and it is also going to run the hole placements for the lacing. Here we have the half of the circle done. So this indicates the center placement that helps you place it into the hoop, and this is the back. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is just take it out of the hoop. Okay, so now we need to cut it out. So what I like to do is I like to actually remove the stabilizer that's in between it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this long edge, and I'm also going to punch the holes in this one. That way it will release the stabilizer inside, making it easier for me to tear out. And there we have it. We have our 2 pieces that will be used to add to the next hooping. So now I'm going to show you the other option that I have. You can use the template, which is what I kind of like to do. And so I have this material, which is an actual suede. It's real suede. And I only have it in scrap pieces, so I have to use 2. However, if you wanted to, you could actually do a full circle and then mark the center. All you need to do is mark the center as per the instructions. But I need to use these 2. So what you get to do is you can print off your template, and then you just put it down. Now some of the templates are just the quarter size depending on the paper. So you would cut that on a fold here and a fold there. But for mine, this is what I did. I just took a rotary cutter and went all around the template. And so now I have my 2 pieces ready to go to move on to the next step. So for that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the part of the circle part first, and then after that we're going to be adding the main pieces of material. So we need to go run the placement stitch for this on the stabilizer. And there we have the placement stitch done for the main body part. So I've outlined it here to show what it is. So you've got these kind of red ones here. Those ones are to match up the circle. This center cross line is to match up the center. This part here, this curved part, is where the outside stitching of the main body piece will go. And these little parts up here are the little snap part at the top of the pouch. All right, so what I've added here that you see that's a little bit shiny, that is some double-sided Wonder Tape. I find it easier to use with the suede. All right, so the next thing that we're going to have to do is, if you're using a full piece of material, you're going to get your full circle, but I'm using 2 halves, and there are a couple of different stitch files. So the 2 halves will go together with a zigzag down the center, or the full circle will go with a straight stitching. So you take your material and figure out which way you want up. So this part is going to be facing on the outside of the bag, and then you just line it up to the center. All right, and next we are just going to take this back down to the hoop, and like I said, this is going to stitch a zigzag stitch for me on this, and then a little center stitch. And then after that we will come back and we will add the main part of the body. As well, you probably noticed I do not have the holes cut out from my template in this. I like to do the holes after I'm done the whole thing. All right, so now we'll go run the tack down stitch. So there we have it. The stitching is done to attach the 2 circles together, and like I said, the other one will look very similar to this one. And the next thing that we have to do is we're adding the outside body piece. Now if you plan to add something to the front of the bag portion, or the outside of the bag here, then you need to put this on and then run whatever design you're doing first before you're adding the backing. But what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be putting the front piece on here. So you just kind of fold it in half and make sure it's kind of centered, so that you can make sure that the edges are covered, because the edge of the round portion of the bottom is at the end of those. All right, so you do this, tape it down, and then we're going to put the back piece on. So that is what we need to do, and now we take it back to the machine, and it is going to run the outline, and it is also going to run the snap placements and the lacing placements for the holes that will be on this part. All right, let's go do that. And here we have it. It is done. It's a very simple project once you get your pieces cut out. So here is the main body piece done. These are the lacing holes and these are the snap holes. So this one, snap, snap, lace, lace. And here is the back. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is we need to actually, I like to cut it out well, this part is in the hoop. I find it easier. Whichever way you want to do it, you can do it. So what I like to do is I like to see where the edge of my circle is. All right, so you see the edge of the circle, and I kind of just draw a line with my eye to see where that is. So then I just kind of snip there to know that I'm going to take out this part. And the next thing that I do is I cut out this inside piece of material, because I like to cut these ones out at the end together with the front piece. Okay, so now that I have cut that out how I like it, I'm going to take it out of the hoop and then finish the other cuts. And there we have it. That is all done and all cut out. So the next thing that we have to go do is we need to punch out the holes. So if you're like me and you have this version, what we need to do is we are going to need to mark where the holes are. So it shows you on the template that this long edge goes on here, and then this goes to the side. So you just line it up and then go mark and punch your holes. And there we have it. So let's see if we can see, oh yeah, you can see some of the holes in there. All right, so we got the holes all cut around. And the next thing that I'm going to go do is I am going to go add the snap that I'm using for the top here. Right, so you've got the top pieces for the snap, and I'm going to go add that. There we have the snap that is done. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to lace it. So I like this snap piece on the front. Okay, and for lacing it, I don't use any specific length. I actually just measure it out and see how much I want the pouch to be open. So whatever you use, okay, you just need to make it, whoa, ow, so that it doesn't fray. And then what we do, just turn it this way, we are going to go in and out just like a weaving motion. So wherever you want the string to be in the front, that's where you start. So I'm starting on this hole right here. So you put it in, okay, and it comes out the back, and then you go into the next hole on the circle and come out, and then you go back in. So you just do that all the way around the pouch. So there we have it. It's in and out, and all you do is just pull, and there we go. So however much you want sticking out the front, so open your pouch to where you want it to go, right? They don't usually go all the way open, but they usually go open enough that you could reach your dice and stuff. And then that's how I figure out how much to leave. And there we have it. The pouch is all done, right? And it is super simple once you get your stuff cut out. And there we go. So you can just kind of tie these together, or you can use a toggle for the front, whatever it is you prefer on how to tie it up. You could also just tie it in a little loop like this. And there we have this amazing medieval coin pouch, dice pouch, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I hope that you like this tutorial. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out as well. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up to move it up. And I do hope that you're going to try this pouch. And thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.